If you are someone who wants to come to Germany for studies or work, learning German is a must. It will open up more opportunities for you and will make your life here a lot easier. But here is the thing, German isn't an easy language. It's not something you can pick up in a few days or weeks. So the real question is, how much German do you actually need to learn and how long does it take to get there? So let's get started. If you are new here, my name is Shrejit and I've been working in Germany for over 12 years and also run my own business. And on this channel, I want to provide you with all the information you need to start your career and life in Germany. Before we jump into the actual numbers, there is something important that we need to talk about. There are a few factors that decides how fast you can learn German or any language really. And the first one is time. Now, this is no secret. The more time you spend learning something, the faster you will be better at it. So, if you are doing an intensive language course, 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, you will start seeing results faster. It also matters how much time you can invest outside of the classroom to learn and practice. If you are learning only a few words here and there, definitely your progress will be slow. Along with the time factor, the environment around you also matters when learning German. If you are living in Germany or anywhere people actually speak German, this can make a huge difference on how fast you learn. The more you expose yourself through speaking, listening, reading, or even just thinking in German, the faster you will improve. Now, your native language also has an impact on how fast you learn German. English, Dutch and Swedish are all related to German. So if you already speak one of them, you have already got a bit of a head start. Now, if your native language is French, Italian or Spanish, the words might feel different, but you will still see some similarities, especially when it comes to grammar. But if you speak a Slavic language like Russian or Polish, or something totally different like Arabic, Hindi or Chinese, then yeah, it's going to be a tougher climb. But the most important factor that decides how fast you will learn is the next one. Motivation, or your why for learning the language. If you need it for a job or studies, you're probably going to be way more focused than someone learning just for fun. Because trust me, there'll be days when you don't feel like it and you will badly need some kind of push to keep going. And that's where your why becomes important. Now, let's talk in detail about the different levels of learning German, what you'll be able to achieve at each stage, and roughly how long it takes to get from one to the next. According to the Common European Framework of Reference for Languages or CEFR, German proficiency is classified into 6 levels: A1, A2, B1, B2, C1 and C2. And yes, there are exams for each level if you want an official proof of your progress. But more importantly, these levels are there to give you a roadmap. They help you to know where you stand right now and what's coming next. So let's go into each stage in detail. Let's start at the beginning. This is where you go from knowing nothing to being able to say a few everyday things like introducing yourself, ordering food, asking simple questions, and filling out basic forms. You will learn about 500 words and some grammar basics. And to complete this level, you will need around 80 to 100 hours of study time. And for most people going at a normal pace, it usually takes about 2 months to complete. But if you can put in more time and effort, it's totally possible to get it done in a month. But then there is a limit on how much you can achieve with just A1. The real confidence comes next. A2 or the advanced beginner stage. By this point, you'll be able to have basic conversations about your family, your job, and stuff like that. You will also learn more grammar like separable verbs and reflexive pronouns, and you will cover around 1500 words. And it takes about 150 to 200 hours of focused study to complete this level. For most people, that's another 2 to 3 months. And this is the minimum proficiency you will need if you want to come to Germany and be able to communicate on a basic level. But if you want to use German at work or handle things more independently, then you will need to get to B1. Now we are into the B levels, and this is where things starts to get really interesting and also challenging, because as we level up, the journey gets tougher and the progress slows down. At this stage, you will know about 3000 words, and to get here, you will need around 300 to 400 hours of study. That's another 3 to 4 months. But once you complete this level, you will be able to hold everyday conversations like explaining your weekend, your goals, and even your dreams. But from what I have seen, a lot of people stop at B1. because B1 is the minimum requirement to apply for many jobs or even for a residence permit. But if you can push through, then you get to the next level where the real magic begins. Now, B2 is a game changer. This is where fluency starts to feel real and you will see a huge jump in your listening and speaking skills. You will be able to understand complex text, discuss abstract topics, and clearly express your opinions, whether that's in meetings, emails, or casual conversations. You will also be able to watch and understand German TV shows without subtitles and also read news articles. But to reach B2, you will need around 500 to 600 hours of study. That's about 5 to 6 months of serious, consistent effort. Now, if B2 makes you fluent, C1 is where it starts to get near native. At C1, you are not just using German to get by. You are using it to connect with others, express yourself, and truly belong. You will be able to read long, detailed articles and speak fluently in academic, professional, and social settings. And by now, you will know close to 9,000 words. And to get here, you will need around 700 to 900 more hours of study. That's roughly 8 to 9 months. And we aren't done yet. There is one more to go. Now, C2 means native level fluency. And I'll be honest, this one is really tough. At this level, you are not just speaking German. You are thinking in it. You can catch culture references, use idioms, and express emotions with just the right nuance. And you will increase your word vocabulary to around 14,500 words. But to get to this level, you will need about 1,000 to 1,200 more hours of serious study. That usually means at least 1 full year. And honestly, it probably only happens if you are living in a German-speaking country surrounded by the language every day. But for most people, B2 or C1 is more than enough, and very few aim for C2. And honestly speaking, you don't actually need C2 to live or work in Germany. So, how long does it take to actually learn German? Unfortunately, there is no one right answer. It really comes down to 2 factors: how much time you can put in and how smart you use that time. If you have got a good plan, the right resources, and the right environment, you can move way faster. But if you are just jumping between random YouTube videos and grammar apps without a clear plan, then you are probably going to take a lot longer. Let me know in the comments at what level you are right now. And if you want some help getting started learning German, I've got a beginner guide that you can download for free. You can find the link in the description below. I hope you got some value from this video. If yes, give it a like and subscribe for more content on building a successful life in Germany. Until I see you with another video, have a wonderful rest of the day and auf Wiedersehen.